And welcome back. It's Suoiverp, and we have a Let's Play series that's going swimmingly. Most recently, we've added this mob farm here, which is doing great work for us. However, it is kind of an ugly floating block up in the sky. So today we're going to start working on that. How, you might wonder? Well, if it were a tower instead of a floating gray block, then that'd look cool, right? Maybe, possibly. Not really quite sure. Not the best builder in Minecraft by any means, but I'd like to give it a shot. So I think that's where we're going to begin today. Right, so first thing we're going to do is clear out the bamboo that I planted under here that was growing while we were working on the mob farm. There's something strange going on where the bamboo's not growing at all. I thought maybe it had to do with light level, so we're directly under this, so there's a bunch of shadow, but I put torches down and that doesn't really seem to be having an effect on just some random spots. I don't know why these particular spots are not growing, but yeah, it's not going to matter anyway. We're going to clear this all out. Instead of just using the sword to chop the bamboo, I think I actually want to bring maybe this layer of the land down a little bit. So I've marked out with scaffolding right here, like what the corners of the mob farm are. So it's all fine except for this corner over here, which extends out. That's just one side. The other side is like right past that, drops down into the water. So we'll take off this top layer and we'll use that grass and dirt to kind of expand out a little bit, maybe build up the sides so it doesn't look wonky. And yeah, bring it back in a minute. So I was thinking of, although the corners are here, I was thinking of making the bottom kind of flare out a little bit. So that's why I put these scaffolding stacks a little bit further back, just to indicate what would be kind of 5 blocks-ish diagonal outward. Um, Again, the corner is going to be a problem over here. So I've built this one up for now, and it does, go all the way down, but 5 more blocks out would be quite a lot of footprint to give this tower. So for now, I think we'll leave it as is, and I might not build up all that much of a base. The reason for that is I don't yet know what that flare would look like if I did decide to go with it. So what this is going to give me in the meantime is an area to work with to put in some automation so we can get some machines going in here, like for a sugarcane farm, for instance, and yeah, get some production of supplies. I am going to leave this scaffolding tower for now, although I can fly up there. I once in a while let my kids come and play in this world, and that they don't yet have elytra, and so that would be a very, very difficult thing for them to get up and down if they want to go use the mob farm. So, hey, wandering trader, what you got today? Aha, that's funny, sugarcane. Yeah, we'll have plenty of that uh, just before you know it. I don't think we need any of this. Thanks anyway. I heard your llama. So this weird thing has been happening where the wandering trader spawns in and it looks like he doesn't have llamas, but he does. He totally does. They're invisible llamas. If you don't believe me, I will find one of his llamas. Yeah, there. See? See? Okay, so he broke the leads. Yeah, you hear it? The llama's still around here somewhere. Well, that's not the llama. That's dirt. But it's here somewhere. It's super weird. I've never seen a bug quite like this one before. Yeah, since he doesn't have them on leads now, who knows where they are. But whenever he has them on his leads, you can feel around for them, and eventually you'll find them. Never quite seen this kind of bug. It's not just one time either. Like this guy will despawn, and another wandering trader will come in that has completely new trades, totally different wandering trader. Yeah, I heard him again. They're around here somewhere. Who knows? Who knows where? Oh, there. There. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, let's get that sword out. Find it. There. See? See? What'd I tell you? We didn't get anything. So there should be a second one. Anyway, I'm give up the invisible llama hunt, and yeah, we'll try that again some other time. Kind of a fun game. Find the llama you can't see. All right. Yeah, what are we doing here? We are going to lay out a bit of an area. We've got now these corners that are going to constrain where we put a little, like I said, machine to collect, grow, and auto break sugarcane. We could use it for bamboo too, but we're going to start with sugarcane. So I'm going to go get supplies for that and be back in a bit. Busted a little hole in the wall right here, and we now have a center point right here marked by the cobblestone and torch, and a bunch of supplies, including observers and pistons to break the sugarcane, minecart with hopper to pick it up once it's dropped, and a hopper chain to deposit it into the chest, some rails to run the hopper minecart on, and powered rails to keep that cart going back and forth. A little bit of redstone, which is what's going to carry the signal from the observers to the pistons, and then just some spruce planks and cobblestone and blocks to kind of support the framework of what we've got going on here. Maybe we'll just use dirt, I don't know, some temporary blocks. And then glass so that we can see in, but at the same time keep the sugarcane contained. So that's the general supply list. The way this is going to be set up is kind of like a U shape, where we've got half the pistons and half the observers on one side, and I guess we don't need this amount of sugarcane. We actually need 16, and then we'll have the other half of the pistons and observers on the other side, and the minecart going underneath. Oh yeah, that's why we need the dirt to plant the sugarcane on. And we'll also need water. So I have a water bucket. We're going to go and get another one so that we have an infinite water source and can place all the water we need. So that's the gist, and I will walk through a little bit of it. It's not a terribly complex farm, and so uh, not really concerned with doing a step-by-step all the way through, but I'll show you how it works as we're going through it. At least, show the concept, and then might build the rest of it myself. All right, let's get moving. All right, so here we are, almost functional. Working our way from the bottom of the top, just walk through what we got going on here. So there's rail on the bottom that's going to run around this side in kind of a U shape. And as you can see, we've got a mirror image on the left and on the right. On the right-hand side, we're going to have the wall continue up on the outside. On the inside, we have a glass surface holding back the, maybe we'll do something other than that so we don't see the dirt, but holding back the sugarcane from popping out once the pistons hit it. So the way this works is we've got water right here, and we plant the sugarcane next to it, like so. And once the sugarcane grows up, we will be able to see that it will grow in front of the pistons, and one more layer after that, it will be in front of these observers. It's okay if the first one over here grows up and is not in front of the observer. It's not going to break, but as soon as the next one grows, it's going to break both of them. So we'll make this one grow tall just so you can see what happens. So this one's all the way up. This one, as soon as we make it grow, the observers will trigger, will fire, and it'll break all the sugarcane. So we're going to go ahead and actually these are sort of in the way at the moment. We want to put one more layer of blocks right back here at the back. So not glass. Glass would work fine. We don't have to hide the water, but I am going to in this particular case. So we're going to basically cover it up like this, and then we'll put the sugarcane in front of it like so. So the only place that it has to go once the piston breaks the top two layers is directly down onto the dirt, where it will be picked up by the hopper minecart. As I mentioned, the other side looks just the same. And then up top, what we've got is in between the glowstone on one side and the glowstone on the other side, as well as the observers, we've got this line of redstone so that when one of the observers detects sugarcane growing, it's going to fire a whole bunch of them within its reach. So the red zone signal in this case is going to fire all the pistons on both sides the first time that a single sugarcane plant grows up in front of an observer. We don't need it to fire one at a time. It's not going to hurt that a bunch of them fire. And we also don't need every single piston uh, to have an observer right above it. So this lets us get some lighting into the build and reduces the number of observers that we need to use, which is just, a little bit of cost saving. So you could even do, every third block or every fourth block be an observer. There really don't need to be all that many, especially if they're tied together with the redstone in the back where they're all going to fire at once anyway. There's not a huge advantage to having every single block above the piston be an observer. And that's pretty much how it works. Super simple mechanics. And so then at this point down here, what we want to do is crouch and put some hoppers pointing into the chest and then pointing into the other hoppers. And I've got several of these in a row here because, oh yeah, I got to crouch to put the rail on too. Because as the minecart goes across these hoppers, we want it to be able to drop off as much as it's got. And for the amount that we've got here so far, it's not going to be a big deal. It's going to come around and bounce back. There's not going to be a ton waiting on the ground for it because these passes are going to be pretty short. However, I have thought about making this into sort of U shape that's going to come all the way back around to here. If we do that, that's going to be a lot more sugarcane. And if we use one rail, I mean, maybe we'll use one for the outside track and then make the other one for the inside track. So if we have two, then it's going to pick up half as much, but per hopper minecart. But we might just use one, and if we use one going across the whole space, inside and out, all the way in a U shape, potentially it'll pick up more than it can drop off, and so we've got several hoppers so that that will not back up inside of the hopper minecart. And that's the gist of it. I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit more finishing off of this, maybe close in the back side and just so that you can see, oh yeah, I guess we need to activate this rail. The way it is right now, as soon as we send that hopper minecart moving, it's going to stop on this rail because that rail is currently depowered. So let's do this. And now, whoop, forgot to switch that lever. Nope, not you. You. There we go. Now it's powered, so if we power this one, give this one a shove against the wall there and it'll bounce off and it'll go around. And it'll come right back. It doesn't have anything to drop off right now, but as you can see, as long as this is powered on, it's going to continue bouncing back and forth. We can't turn the farm off just by flipping this to off, which would cause anything up there to just land on the ground and stay put. Not sure which one would create less problem. Having entities laying on the ground or having a minecart running back and forth, we might just always leave this on. There's not really any reason to turn it off. The whole point of the farm is to have passive item collection as we go. So a little bit more progress on this and then I'll show you what it looks like. All right, well, we had 8 here a minute ago. We've expanded that to 11 and the cart is now running. It's not yet grown to the point where anything gets triggered, but I did measure out what would happen if we made this U-shaped. So right now we do have a U, but it's this one. I'm thinking rather of this whole structure being brought to this corner, turning and coming this way, and then coming along this side to sort of replicate this section here, but once on this side, once on that side, and once on this side, and having them all connected where there's a single minecart with hopper running back and forth to collect everything. and it would turn on the fifth block. So this would be the point where the rail comes turning that direction. And then that would leave us 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks behind to build out everything else needed for both sides of this structure. So I might go ahead and do that. I mean, this is one of those farms that's really slow. Not a lot of action happening quickly, and there's not much you can do to accelerate it. I mean, there are some kind of hacky, quick ticking farms, or you can use bone meal. We actually have quite a lot of bone meal up there, or bones that we can turn into bone meal, and you can use that to quickly generate sugarcane because in Bedrock Edition you can bone meal sugarcane to cause it to grow, and that would be another way of getting sugarcane. But I kind of like that this is straightforward, simple, as intended game mechanic, and we can allow it to just run over time. And we'll be in the area doing other things like finishing off these walls. So I raise these up 3 blocks high, kind of lose a bit of the view, but we're going to not have that view anyway from this particular spot. And once we fill in these other sides with additional sets of sugarcane harvesting areas. So anyway, yeah, it's working pretty well, and maybe take a peek in here once we've got the first trigger run through. Just stand here, give it a minute, and we'll see when it first runs. There we have it, 10 minutes later. And the sugarcane's already been picked up, so let's see how much we've got there. Up, down, and 12 pieces. All right. Actually, it turns out it was 17 sugarcane. The 12 was just because it ran by once and then had to come back and drop off the others in the next pass. But since picking up new ones in each pass, not really a big deal that it had to take a couple passes to drop off the full load that it collected the first time around. So, working well so far. And there we go, all the way around all 3 sides. So the track runs this direction, goes back underneath and around the backside. I've added stairs underneath here just to kind of create a little bit more gradual indentation rather than a sharp ledge, and yet it still hides most of the dirt. This is a bit spruce heavy, so I'm not sure if I will keep all of the spruce accents everywhere or if I'll change some of that out. Definitely still need to do something with the floor, and we're going to need a ceiling over this, and as well as, I don't know, some stairs or something getting in and out. And a little bit later, we do have a ceiling in here now. We have some stairs for going in and out, and a nice floor. Might do a little bit more decoration in here, but for now, this is good enough. And I've been working on stairs that bring us up to the floor of the next floor. And I've run out of stone bricks, but that's how far we got. And then also, I've built a bridge to get us to over here to, I guess, what will be the third floor from our storage building. So we get this nice walkway here, and it's all blocked off. Nothing can jump over these wall blocks, and we've got little slabs on top so they can't get over. In fact, we can't either, but that's fine. And yeah, it's coming along really well. Quite excited to see how this turns out. Oh, I heard a sound. Yeah, there, look, his llamas are visible again. I don't know what's happening, but maybe they fixed the bug that made invisible llamas, which is a little bit sad because I kind of like the llama hunt game. But in any event, these guys are back, and I did want to just mention, this. The intention here is to continue building up this tower until we get up to the mob farm. So we're going to get more and more floors in here with all sorts of fun stuff in between. And the sugarcane is just going to keep get gathered as we go. It's going to be super useful. You can use the sugarcane to turn it into paper, which is useful for maps or trading with librarians. We can use the paper for rockets for flying or even for fireworks shows. It's not really something that I've done much with. Might be kind of fun to poke around with fireworks. You can also bone meal sugarcane, and that's useful for growing things. You can turn it into bone blocks and even white dye, which would, I don't know why you need a ton of white dye, but maybe you do. Maybe you want to make a bunch of white concrete or something. So sugarcane can be useful for all those sorts of things, and I'm sure even some other ones that I'm not thinking of right now. Before we wrap up this episode, though, I did notice one other thing as I was building that I wanted to show you, which is over there where we noticed those trees last time and a little kind of starter camp area. There's something else over there, so I want to fly over there and check it out, see what's going on. Ooh, look at that. So the animals have moved and we've got a regular old house here. Crops are over here now. Did they move the ones from Yeah, there's no crops over there anymore, no animals over there, and I saw people. I saw villagers. Hey there, mister. Hey, Mr. Farmer. Yeah, he's got some wheat going on. Check that out. Home sweet home. Hello. Hello. What are you? Your profession? You look like a stonemason. Cool. Shop entrance. Okay, that way. Arrows pointing this way. Welcome to our shop. Well, okay. Wanted. Crops. 1 stack carrots equals 1D. D for diamond. 1 stack potatoes equals 1D. Oh, so if I bring them a stack of carrots, they'll give me a diamond? Or a stack of potatoes? Oh, we have that. We totally have that. Wheat for sale. 1 diamond equals 1 stack of wheat. Oh, they're selling wheat and they want carrots and potatoes. Oh, yeah. Yeah. His little crop out there is just wheat. That's all they've got. Stone for sale. 1 diamond equals 5 stacks of stone. Ooh, I'm running low on stone. I want this. 1 diamond, 5 stacks. Okay, so 2 diamonds, all the stacks. Yes, please. Thank you. There you go. That's kind of where they were. Sweet. Do we need wheat? We don't really need wheat. But I'll bring them some carrots and potatoes. Yeah, let's go do that. We've got carrots and potatoes. Fly back over here to our storage building. I like that. I like that little balcony. I don't use it very often yet, but I like the way it looks. Okay, so crops are over here. Okay, wheat. We actually we're a little lower on wheat than I thought. And carrots and potatoes. Okay, maybe we will buy the wheat, just because maybe we'll make bread or something. Support the local community. Shop local. Okay, carrots and potatoes. Yeah. And sure, we'll take the wheat. Well, that's pretty handy. I like having neighbors. Whoops. That celebration rocket, that's what that was. That was on purpose. I was just excited. Very cool. I wonder what's going to happen with these guys next. I like what you're doing with the place here. I like you must have lots of stone. That's why you built this thing out of mostly spruce and stone. There's no lumberjack though. There's not even a lumberjack villager, so I don't know how they're getting the trees, but somebody's chopping them down. Cool. All right. Well, I think that wraps it up for this episode. Thank you all for tuning in, and until next time, keep flourishing, and Suoiverp out.